Most people plant a garden and then go weeks with nothing to pick. They wait, they water, they stare at green leaves, and then suddenly everything comes in at once. 30 tomatoes in 1 week, 0 the next. That is not a food system. That is a lottery. Your kitchen garden should work like a grocery store that never closes. Every single morning you walk outside and come back with something fresh for your plate. No dead weeks, no empty harvest baskets, no begging the neighbors to take your extra zucchini because you cannot eat it fast enough. And today I am going to show you the exact layout strategy that puts food in your hands 365 days a year. You'll learn which plants to group together, how to stagger your beds so something is always ready, and the simple rotation method that keeps your soil producing season after season without buying a single bag of fertilizer. This is the garden layout they should have taught you from day one. Here's what nobody tells you when you start a garden. You spend $300 on seeds, soil, and raised beds. You plant everything the same week because that's what the guide told you to do, and then you wait 2 months before you harvest a single thing. Meanwhile, your grocery bill doesn't drop by a dime. When harvest finally hits, it all comes at once. You're drowning in lettuce for 10 days, then it bolts. Your tomatoes split on the vine because you cannot pick them fast enough. Half your beans go tough before you even notice they're ready. And then September comes and your garden is done. 4 months of work for maybe 6 weeks of actual food. That's the trap. You did everything right according to the standard advice, and you still ended up dependent on the grocery store for most of the year. The average American family spends over $9,000 a year on food. A kitchen garden should cut that number in half. But most gardens barely make a dent because they're designed to produce a spectacle, not a system. One big, beautiful harvest that looks great on social media, and then nothing. Your garden is not failing because of your soil or your seeds. It's failing because of your layout. This is not some new gardening hack from the internet. 300 years ago, kitchen gardens fed entire families every single day of the year. Not seasonally, daily. French intensive gardeners in the 1700s grew enough food on tiny plots outside Paris to feed a city of 2 million people. They didn't have greenhouses, they didn't have drip irrigation, they didn't have seed catalogs with 100 tomato varieties. What they had was a layout system. They understood succession. They understood vertical layering. They understood that a garden is not a single planting event. It's a living calendar where something is always going into the ground and something is always coming out. Colonial American homesteaders ran the same system. Every kitchen garden had a specific zone for quick crops, a zone for long-season staples, and a zone for perennials that came back on their own year after year. Nothing was random. Every square foot had a job and a timeline. Then commercial agriculture took over. Seed companies started selling you spring planting kits. Garden centers taught you to plant once in May and harvest in August, and the ancient daily harvest system disappeared from public knowledge almost overnight. But the method still works, and once you see the layout, you'll never plant a garden the old way again. What I'm about to show you is the exact layout zone that makes daily harvesting automatic. If that sounds like the garden you've been trying to build, hit subscribe and the bell so you never miss a video. Zone 1. The Cut and Come Again bed. This is the bed you'll visit every single morning. It's filled with plants that regrow after you harvest them. Loose-leaf lettuce, spinach, Swiss chard, kale, mustard greens. You cut what you need for today, and tomorrow it's already pushing out new growth. One 4x8 raised bed planted with 5 varieties of cut and come again greens will give you fresh salad every day for 6 to 8 months straight. The key is density. You're not planting in rows with 12 inches between each head. You're broadcasting seed across the entire bed, so every square inch is producing. When one patch gets tired after 6 weeks, you pull it, drop in compost, and reseed that same spot. The new seeds germinate in 4 to 7 days, and you're harvesting again within 3 weeks. This single bed can replace $40 to $60 a month in store-bought greens, and it takes less than 5 minutes a day to maintain. But greens alone won't fill your plate. The next zone handles that. Zone 2, the succession row. This is where most gardeners fail and where daily harvesting really starts to click. Instead of planting 30 radish seeds on the same day, you plant 10 seeds every 2 weeks. Instead of putting in all your bush beans at once, you stagger them in 3 plantings 2 weeks apart. The result is simple. You never have a glut, you never have a gap. A single succession row about 12 feet long can rotate through radishes, baby carrots, turnips, bush beans, and beets on a continuous cycle. One group is sprouting, while another is halfway grown, while a third is ready to pick. Write the planting dates on a simple calendar. Every 14 days, you spend 10 minutes putting new seeds in the ground. That 10 minutes guarantees you something fresh from that row every week of the growing season. Most people skip this step because it feels like extra work. It's not. It's less work than dealing with a harvest avalanche you cannot eat fast enough. Now let me show you the zone that produces food with almost zero effort. Zone 3, the perennial anchor. Perennials come back every year on their own. You plant them once and they feed you for a decade or longer. Asparagus, rhubarb, walking onions, Jerusalem artichokes, sorrel, chives, berry bushes. A single asparagus bed takes 2 years to establish, but once it is mature, it gives you fresh spears every single day for 8 to 10 weeks each spring, without you planting a single seed. 3 blueberry bushes produce 10 to 20 pounds of fruit per year for up to 30 years. That is $300 to $600 worth of organic blueberries over their lifetime from a one-time investment of about $45. The trick is placement. Your perennial zone goes along the north side or the border of your garden where it will not shade out your annual beds. Give it its own dedicated space and never disturb the soil once it is established. This is the zone that makes your garden feel effortless, and the next one is what keeps food coming through the cold months. Zone 4, the cold season extension. This is the zone that separates a hobby garden from a true food system. Most gardeners shut down in October, but the smartest crops for daily harvesting actually prefer cold weather. Spinach, mache, claytonia, winter lettuce. Kale gets sweeter after a frost. Carrots left in the ground through winter taste like candy. A simple low tunnel made from PVC hoops and greenhouse plastic costs about $25 to build over one raised bed. Inside that tunnel, your soil stays 10 to 15 degrees warmer than outside air. That is enough to keep cold-hardy greens alive and harvestable through January in most zones. If you are in Zone 5 or warmer, you can harvest fresh greens 12 months a year with nothing more than a couple of low tunnels and the right variety selection. No heated greenhouse, no electricity, no special equipment. $25 and 30 minutes of setup gets you 4 extra months of food. That alone can save you $200 or more in winter grocery bills. But the next zone is the one most people never even think about. Zone 5, the vertical layer. This is the zone that eliminates the excuse people use for not growing enough food. This zone eliminates that excuse permanently. Square footage is the biggest excuse people use for not growing enough food. This zone eliminates that excuse permanently. Pole beans grow on a 6-foot trellis and produce 3 times more per square foot than bush varieties. Cucumbers trained up a simple cattle panel take up 1/3 the ground space. Indeterminate tomatoes on a string trellis system grow 8 feet tall in 2 square feet of soil. One simple cattle panel arch between two raised beds creates a living tunnel that produces cucumbers overhead, while lettuce grows in the shade below. Two crops from the same footprint. One single vertical structure about 4 feet wide and 6 feet tall can produce over 50 pounds of food in one season. That is the equivalent of an entire additional garden bed, using nothing but airspace you are already wasting. Use your fences, use your walls, use arches between beds. Every vertical surface is free real estate your garden is not using yet. And the next zone ties the whole system together in a way that most modern gardeners have completely forgotten. Zone 6, the herb and pollinator strip. This zone does not just produce food, it makes every other zone produce more food. A dense strip of herbs planted along the edge of your garden does 3 jobs at once. First, it gives you fresh herbs to cut daily: basil, parsley, cilantro, oregano, thyme, and rosemary are all cut-and-come-again crops that regrow constantly through the season. Second, it attracts pollinators. Flowering herbs pull in bees and beneficial insects that pollinate your beans, squashes, tomatoes, and peppers. Without adequate pollination, those crops produce less fruit. One strip of flowering herbs can increase your overall garden yield by 15 to 20%. Third, it repels pests naturally. Strong-scented herbs like rosemary and basil confuse pest insects that locate your vegetables by smell. This means fewer cabbage moths, fewer aphids, and fewer squash bugs without spending $1 on sprays. A 2-foot-wide strip along one side of your garden costs almost nothing to plant and starts working within weeks. This is the zone that turns a collection of beds into an integrated system. But there is one more zone that most daily harvest gardens are missing entirely. Zone 7, the micro-harvest station. This is the fastest food you will ever grow. A small indoor or covered station growing sprouts and microgreens gives you harvestable food in 3 to 7 days from seed, not weeks, days. Sunflower microgreens are ready in 7 days. Radish sprouts take 4. Broccoli sprouts take 5. A single 10 by 20-inch tray produces enough microgreens to top salads, sandwiches, and meals for an entire week. The setup costs under $30, a shelf, some shallow trays, basic potting mix, and a bag of seed. No grow lights required for most sprout varieties. You can run this station on a kitchen counter year-round. This is your insurance policy. When the outdoor garden has a slow week or a storm wipes out a planting, your micro-harvest station keeps daily food coming to the table without interruption. Between all 7 zones, you now have a system where something is always ready to harvest, every single day. No gaps, no dead weeks, no $100 grocery runs because your garden is between cycles. I'll be honest with you, I didn't start with this system. My first kitchen garden was a disaster of good intentions. I built 4 raised beds, filled them with expensive soil, and planted everything on the same weekend in May. Tomatoes, peppers, beans, lettuce, cucumbers, herbs, the whole catalog. For 2 months, I had nothing to pick. I was watering and weeding a garden that gave me 0 food, while my grocery bill stayed exactly the same. Then July hit, and I was buried. More lettuce than my family could eat in a month. It bolted within a week. Cucumbers coming in so fast they were turning yellow on the vine before I could get to them. I was giving away bags of food to neighbors while my fall garden was already dying back. By October, it was over. I did the math and realized I had spent nearly $400 on soil, seeds, and amendments to get maybe 10 weeks of actual harvesting. The rest of the year, my bed sat empty, doing nothing. That winter, I started researching how old farmstead kitchen gardens actually worked. Not modern hobby gardens, real working food systems that families depended on. When I redesigned my layout into zones the following spring, everything changed. I harvested my first greens within 18 days of planting. By week 6, every single zone was producing something. I tracked it on a calendar, and that year I harvested food from my garden 312 days out of 365. My grocery spending on produce dropped by over $2,000 that year. Same beds, same square footage, just a completely different layout. I was a convert, and I never went back. Before you start building your zones, let me save you from the mistakes that wreck most daily harvest gardens. Mistake number 1 is planting everything at the same time. This is the single biggest reason gardens produce a feast than a famine. If all your seeds go in the ground on the same day, they all mature on the same day. You get one big wave and then nothing. Stagger your plantings every 2 weeks, and you will never have this problem again. Mistake number 2 is ignoring your perennial zone. Most gardeners spend all their energy on annuals that need replanting every single year. Meanwhile, a $20 asparagus crown or a $15 blueberry bush will feed you for decades with almost no maintenance. Every year you delay planting perennials is a year of free food you will never get back. Mistake number 3 is skipping the cold season entirely. People assume the garden ends when the first frost hits. It does not. With a $25 low tunnel and cold hardy varieties, you can extend your harvest by 3 to 4 months. That's 100 days of food most gardeners leave on the table every single year. Mistake number 4 is growing for volume instead of frequency. 5 zucchini plants will bury you in squash for 3 weeks and then quit. 1 zucchini plant with succession-planted bush beans and greens beside it gives you smaller amounts of more variety every single day. Daily variety beats seasonal volume every time. Picture this time next year. You walk out your back door every single morning and come back with a basket of food. Fresh greens in January, herbs in March, asparagus in April, berries in June, tomatoes and beans all summer, root vegetables pulled from cold storage beds in November. Your grocery produce bill drops by $2,000 a year or more. You stop worrying about food prices, supply chain problems, and whatever the next shortage turns out to be. Your soil gets better every season instead of worse because your rotation system feeds it naturally. No bags of synthetic fertilizer, no expensive amendments. The garden builds itself. Your kids or your grandkids see food growing every single day of the year, and they grow up understanding where real food comes from. That knowledge is worth more than anything you will ever harvest. This is not a garden. This is a food system that works for you 365 days a year. Once the zones are in place, the hardest part is already behind you. From that point forward, you're just maintaining and harvesting every single day. Now, I want to hear from you. Which zone are you most excited to build first? Drop it in the comments below and tell me what you're growing right now. I read every single comment, and I'll reply with tips specific to your setup. If this video helped you see your garden differently, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. I'm building a complete library of systems just like this one to help you produce more food, spend less money, and stop depending on anyone else for what ends up on your plate. And speaking of systems, my next video is going to show you the exact planting calendar I use to know precisely what goes in the ground every single week of the year. No guessing, no apps, just a simple one-page sheet that runs your entire garden like clockwork. You do not want to miss that one. Your grocery store hopes you never figure this out, but now you know. Go build your zones and start harvesting every single day.